Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by
True Digital Media Consulting. You're online right now and so are your customers, but marketing has to be a consistent journey. True Digital Media Consulting can help with your online ads, organic growth, and so much more. Contact us today at 832-934-4436 or visit our website at truedigitalmediaconsulting.com.
Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Hey, yo, what's up, my peeps? Happy New Year, and welcome to, that's right, the very first episode for Startup Masters in 2019. Boy, are we excited that you decided to listen and watch with us today. I'm your host, Kalia Guillory. You can follow me across all social media platforms by simply going to kogpassion.com. Man, it's a new year. It's time for us to level up. It's time for y'all who are listening and watching to go ahead and start that business. But guess what? We have guests who are going to give you the playbook, who are going to prevent you from cutting your knee to the white meat. Team no white meat over here, because we're making we're making those scrapes and cuts already, so you don't have to do so. Ain't that right, G?
You know it's right. What's up, good people? Welcome back to Startup Masters. I'm your co-host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins, of course. Here in 2019, you can still follow me online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. And it's another year, you know, and we're doing the things that we do that's sewing into you. We're giving you all the gems when it comes to entrepreneurship. We're giving you the scrapes, the bruises, not just the beautiful side of it, but we're giving you the things that you need to know to bring that business to fruition, because guess what? We all go through it. And if we can save you a few minutes, a few hours, a few days, a few weeks, a few months, or maybe even a few years out of your time to get your business scaled to where you want it to be, why not? That's why we do it. We're sewing into people, folks. That's what we're doing around here at Startup Masters. And we got a great guest.
Listen.
We got a great guest. It's 2019, as you said, KG. Things are popping. We're still here to sew into people. We're still here to set the example how entrepreneurial podcasts should be.
Come on.
Giving the people what they need.
Come on.
And it's not just about with our hands out trying to grab something from the folks. I'm just saying.
Keep them at the center
I'm
of it
just saying.
all.
Come on, customer centric. This is what we got to do.
This is it.
That's real business.
We're not here. We're here on voluntary time so we can sew into you.
So where you want to grow, folks? I want to grow with you.
Hey.
For that person right now, you sitting on your couch, you watching this via iTunes or YouTube, or the person sitting in traffic right now. You're listening to this on Spotify. We're doing this for you, not for us, folks. We got businesses. We rolling. We want to sow where you need to grow. And we got someone great. I'm talking great like brunch great. I'm sitting at brunch having my usual. I don't want to give the people too much.
I know what it is.
You know what it is. I'm sitting at brunch. I'm having my usual. You know, I'm doing my thing. And this young lady is sitting next to me, and I overhear her talking. I'm not trying to eavesdrop, but things happen, right? I got ears. They happen. So we're having conversations, going back and forth, just general conversations. I'm hearing what she's about and the things that she's doing, and I hear the word author. You know, my ears twerk a little bit. I hear the word fitness coach.
Uh-oh.
My eyes pop a little bit.
What's she talking about?
Then Then I hear the word resilience coach. And I'm like, well, now I'm interested. So I do my due diligence. I watch her move and shake online, the things that she has going on. And I said, you know what? I've got to give the people this information. So for those that are watching right now, we've got the one, the only, the resilience coach herself, Shyrell Hobson in the building. What up, though?
Hello. I mean, with an intro like that.
Come on, take me on the road.
Drop the mic.
Take me on the road, kid.
That boy can package it up.
We
for
can
you.
do this.
He's got sound bites.
We got a
If
drop
I didn't know
waiting.
me, I would be like, she sound important.
We got a drop waiting for you. You know what I'm saying.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Like you said, I'm a resilience coach. I'm an author and a fitness instructor. So I enjoy every bit of that. Everything that I do has purpose. So
that's how it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
With purpose.
That's it.
And we've got purpose here. Our purpose is to take people on this entrepreneurial journey.
Okay.
We like to start at the beginning where things first popped off. We like to then segue into the middle where we're at today. And then, of course, talk about that 5, 10, 20-year plan. You ready to take a ride with us today?
Hey, let's go.
Let's hop in this vehicle. We gonna do this for everybody that's watching right now, Facebook Livers. We love y'all. We support y'all. Thank y'all so much in 2019, especially those that are on Patreon that's getting that exclusive content. Thank y'all so much. But make sure you get your digital pass and pins. We've got Facebook watch parties going on. We've got the Facebook Live mainstream going on. We got a poll coming up in a second. Drop any questions you have for Shyrell or KG or myself. We'll make sure we answer them. But remember, we're only on Facebook Live for the first 15, 20 minutes. So get those questions in now, folks. So, Shyrell, let's take this journey. Take us back in time when you said, you know what? I've got to hit this trifecta, that main piece being this resiliency coach. What was going on in your life back in those days?
Well, if someone would have asked me that, 5 years ago, I would have said, I would continue to be a coach. I've always been in education, and I was a physical educator and a track coach. And I was always able to overcome everything that might have happened. Sometimes you don't really understand the different challenges in your life until something really drastic or traumatic happens. And so I decided to move out here to Houston about 5 years ago with still the desire to be a coach. And some things happened in my life. My brother had passed away. My fiance had decided to get up and leave in the middle of the altar. Different things started happening in my life.
Year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless you.
And
Bless your face.
Well, actually, the altar was before that, and then it was my brother. So it was kind of like the icing on the cake type situation. And people always kept telling me things take time, and nobody ever told you about what to do in the process of the time that it takes.
Are you waiting?
Come on.
So I started to search, and I was trying to figure out how am I able to overcome these challenges, because I'm not sure how much this time is going to take, and what am I supposed to do in the meantime. And there was a mentor she was a speaker that came out to El Paso back where I was living, who now resides here in Houston. And so I actually connected with her. And that's the one thing about business is building those relationships with people. So I built this relationship with somebody a while back, and not even knowing that a book would be birthed out of that relationship.
Wow.
And so I reached out to her and I said, hey, I remember you speaking. I took a leap of faith. I left everything that I had in El Paso. I came out here to Houston. Would you take some time to call me? And she said, well, I would love to actually talk to you face to face. So we met up for brunch. And
Talk about it.
I think every
Come on.
business always starts at brunch, right?
Come on.
And so I started to tell her about the things that were happening to me, and how she made a huge impact on me when she came to El Paso. And so she said, you need to put it in a book. And I said, I don't have time to write no book. I don't have time to write no book. I don't know nothing about writing no book. I don't even read books. So why am I going to write a book, And so after kind of meditating on it and praying on it, what I realized, what was spoken to me was, you need to put this in a place where you can be as vulnerable as possible and expose yourself to as many people. And I knew then that my hurt or my pain was not for me. Was for other people.
Come on.
And so what I decided to do, I said, okay, well, I'll write the book. So I wrote a book. I gave her the manuscript. She looked at it. She called me back about 2 days later. She said, that's not it. I said, well, what do you mean? She said, you need to go deeper.
Wait
Come
a
on,
minute.
I said, do you want me to put
Send you
all
back-
of my
back
business
to the
out
drawing
in a
board.
book?
What you want.
She's like, it sounds
Try
great.
again.
It's really nice and pretty. She said,
Yeah.
but
Go
that's
deep.
not real.
Yeah.
And so the hardest thing for me was to have to revisit those places that I
Ooh.
thought I was done with.
Come on.
And so going back to the details of hearing the phone call and remember the screaming and what I felt in each moment, I was like, this is crazy. So after I put it down in the book, she said, okay, well, it's ready now. And so we started talking about, so what can we name the book? You know, and we went through all these different, you know, you look at Amazon, who has the bestseller, and you do all those things. And there was a method in Japan called Kintsugi. And it's where they take broken, shattered pieces of pottery and they seam it with gold. And I thought, that's my life. You know, when I got here, people would always tell, you know, when people see you, oh, you're looking good, or you're so pretty, or man, you're looking like you're doing all right. And it's that piece that everybody sees, but it's the brokenness that really makes you beautiful.
Come on.
You know, and in beauty, what I realized wasn't something that I felt or that people can see in me, but it was actually feeling that sense of peace in myself. And so I decided to base the book off of that, saying it's the areas and the challenges of my life that makes me great. And once you can acknowledge, and that's when I started thinking, I wonder when I go out places, how many people are actually doing as good as they look. You know, like we get so caught up like in our business worrying about people. This person made bestseller. This person got nice cars. This person, but you don't know what space that person is really in.
What they had to do.
You don't know.
Mask off.
That's
Mask
it.
off.
Come on.
And so what I decided to do is, you know, I said, what if people in this world found out that I wasn't perfect? Would you be okay with that? And I decided to say, I'm going to be okay with that. Because then I know that the people that are attached to me are there for the right reasons. They're not there for what they can get out of me. They're not there because they think I'm cute, or they're
That's
not
what you
there
want.
because you're popular, or they think that you're funny, or whatever it is. And so that's why I decided to write the book, Seams of Gold, Discovering Beauty and Brokenness. And I describe beauty as something that you feel. It's a sense of peace. So it is a book for both men and women. And I felt that men need it just as much as women do.
So listen, humans need it.
Humans need it. But I feel like as one, our culture needs it, because we're taught to prey on it. We're taught to let it go. We're taught to, it takes time, you know, and those things are okay, but until you really acknowledge or be able to say, you know what, and I can call you on the phone and say, Gary, you know what, I'm not okay today. Today I'm not having a good day, you know, and that person say, okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
you know,
no judgment.
no judgment.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to find people in those places. You know,
It always is.
It
It is.
always is, and you know what's what's resonating with me right now is your obedience, because none of this would have happened, I'm thinking,
Absolutely.
if you didn't get up and leave El Paso and
Thank
come to Houston. Like, you're sitting on the couch right now listening and watching, and there's a fire in your belly, and you need to get up right now and go. Just go. You don't have to have it figured out. Shyrell just told you don't have to have it figured out.
you know,
Go.
Go.
Yeah.
Hashtag go.
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, the success will market itself to you.
Yeah.
With everything that you've put forth through your vulnerability is what allows people to then gravitate to you.
Absolutely.
Because they understand that, you know what? My brokenness is okay.
It's okay.
It's
Because
okay.
it's shown to be okay.
I'm
It's okay.
human. And it
Yeah.
humanizes us.
Come on.
Because you're more approachable now that I know, oh, you struggle with depression too? Oh,
Right.
can we please talk about this?
Let's dive deeper.
It doesn't have to always be
Please.
something bad,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, at
At
all.
all.
It,
You know.
yeah, it doesn't have to be that.
Yeah, and speaking of something good, because I want to bring something good about
Come on, G.
this particular portion of our show is sponsored by that good old True Digital Media. services. So you're online right now, and guess what? So are your customers. The question is, how do you actively reach them? Marketing has to be a consistent journey, and we're here to walk with you every step of the way. True Digital Media Consulting can help with your website development, online ads, your business reputation, and organic growth on search engines. Give them a call today to discuss a customized strategy for your business at 832-934-4436, or send them an email over to info@truedigitalmediaconsulting.com. Mention the Sphere to receive a free, yes, we said it, a free 30-minute strategy consultation. So shout out to True Digital. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those guys over there. They're doing their thing. And there's something, as you walked into this, a lot of times we get caught up with a particular question of time versus purpose, right? Or time, in comparison or juxtaposed to purpose or passion. Okay. And I want to ask you this. And of course, as a matter of fact, we want to ask our Facebook people. We see all of y'all that are hopped in right now. Kamisha's in the building. Sarita's in the building. She says she knows you.
That's El Paso.
Miss Chappell is in the building, or Mr. Chappell. I can't tell by the photo. But when it comes to business, and we're going to poll you all as well on Facebook, when it comes to business, you writing this book, you get into the other businesses, was the timing more important, or is it the passion behind the project more important?
I would say that whatever you decide to do, if there is purpose behind your business, everything else makes room. Your time will come, the people will come. It seems like everything just lines up perfectly. When I wrote my book, it was like I knew that this was a part of my passion, of my purpose. And through my purpose, you develop a passion because it is more than just something that you feel you love to do. It's something that you have to do. And I made time. And I didn't have to go search for the people because the people were there. I didn't have to go search for a graphic designer because people were coming to me out of nowhere, in church or in Walmart with a card. Hey, I don't know if if you ever need a graphic designer, I would love to bless you. I would love to sow a seed into your business. And I didn't even know, and I was like,
Feet Street.
Oh my God, And so I think that if we stop trying to separate the two, do I have time? Because that's always people don't have time or they don't have money. And if you don't have money to sow into yourself, if you don't have time for yourself, we make time for everything else that we want. So I feel like if you focus more on what your purpose is, then time will come, because nothing else around you even matters. When you should get excited about, like I used to get excited about coming home and being like, man, I get to do whatever I want, some professional development. I get to spend time, spiritual time with myself. I get excited about those moments with myself. It doesn't feel like a job. It's something that I enjoy doing.
That's the love.
That's it.
It's about the passion sometimes. Come on. Facebook, we want to know how you feel. There's a poll up right now. Make sure you pick that. We're going to close the poll in a second and talk about the results from that. Explain to us a little bit before we close out on Facebook, that transition or the addition of becoming this resilience coach.
You're going to have your challenges. You're going to have people that are going to tell you what they think is going to work. You have what I call, you have a push and a pull. And you have the things that people are pushing you to do. Oh, you have such a great personality, you should be doing this. Oh, you have this, you should be doing that. That's the push. But then you have the thing that when you lay down at night that you constantly think about, that is pulling you. And so when I decided to focus on the pull and not focus on the push, and when from biblical, aspects for some people that are very biblical, you talk about when Jesus was on his way to save, and everybody was pushing him to go save one person, but then it was a woman that pulled his garment that he decided to pay attention to.
By the hem.
Holla at you.
You know what I'm saying?
By the hem.
That's all she wanted was a little bit.
Who this?
And stopped what he was doing completely. So for me, that's the push and that's the pull.
I like that.
It's what everybody's pushing you to do and the thing that's pulling you. And so you're going to have challenges. But what I decided to do is to take away money from what my purpose is.
Come on.
And not making that my drive, because I when I really thought about it, I said, you know what? If I had to put a price tag on my resilience coach, nobody could pay me enough.
Yeah.
You really can't pay anybody enough for what you're doing with your passion. You
Sure.
you could put a number on somebody's job, you know, but people can get replaced. People can't replace me. People can't replace what you're doing. People can't replace what you're doing, because it's something that is attached to your purpose. And with that, it doesn't matter how much they pay you. We all want to make money, so we all in business to make money, you know. But at the same time, it's not a focus for me, because I know that the money will come as long as you stay humble.
Come on.
You stay, you build those relationships, and that's the key to me, is relationships. I don't know, people talk about how big Houston is, but Houston really is not that big.
When you really think about it.
Come on,
If
quite
you
small.
you go out there doing some craziness, if you want to, people gonna find out, and it's gonna circle around
6
you
degrees.
At brunch.
At
brunch.
At
Like
brunch.
Real
so,
talk.
I mean, it's real.
Yeah,
you know,
it really
so,
is. And I want to circle back to something that you mentioned earlier. We got a question from Apache on Facebook. He wants to know, how long was that process of writing this book? What was that process like? What was that length?
I actually wrote my book, the whole book, during Harvey.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Because was nothing else for me to do but sit there. The funny story about that is, I didn't take it serious, so I didn't go grocery shopping, right? So I felt like I was fasting the whole time. And
That's probably why it was such a good body of work. You was fasting that thing.
and it wasn't by choice. But so that it was really a good time for me, able to just sit and write. And so I had already started writing. When you're writing about things and experiences that happen to you, it does take some time, but I would say the process is probably, if you commit to it, about 6 months.
Okay. That's good to know.
And if you have someone, like I had a mentor who really kept me on schedule, and my mentor, she had several books, so she knew the process. And so I was very blessed and eliminated a lot of challenges, because everything that she had already experienced, I didn't have to.
Right.
Don't spend money on this because we don't need that. Or this is the things that you will need, spend money on that or this. And so I self-published, just because hearing her story about dumping money out into, different places. And it works for some people. But it's really hard for me to tell people how long the process actually took, just because of the amount of support I had.
Yeah.
That was a gem.
It is a gem.
Did you catch that other gem?
Which one? You might have caught something I didn't catch. What you got?
Her mentor has authored several books.
Several. Knows the process.
How often do we seek out mentors who haven't journeyed to where we're trying to go?
You're looking in the wrong lane, folks.
Like, you are
Am I
seeking
right?
out someone to help you author a book, and they've never authored a book. Someone who can get you on a big stage to speak, but they've never spoken before. Someone to set up a podcast, and they never done that before.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
I'm just
saying.
saying.
I'm just
And what else we're
saying.
saying? We talking about staying on track, Facebook Live.
Hey,
We love y'all. We
peace.
support y'all. Thank you so much. We gave you a little bonus. And of course, Shyrell, looks like the Facebook people do agree with you 100%. They believe passion is way more important than timing. But guess what, folks? You've got to have the passion to get the rest of this episode. That means you've got to go subscribe. So head over to sphere.tv/Startup Masters. We got a few options for you. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. You can find us on YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeart. We're on Spotify. We're even in your mama's kitchen on that Amazon Alexa. Anywhere podcasts can be found. Of course, share it out with your family, your friends, your colleagues. Share it with your loved ones. Share it with some of those haters out there. Share it with anyone you know in 2019 that needs a catalog on entrepreneurship from people that have done the damage, that have been through, skinned their knees up to the white meat. We've got a slew of folks, almost 100. And at the same time, give us that constructive criticism. Guess what? We're talking about entrepreneurship. We need the AB. We need that iron sharpening another iron. We need to know how we're doing so we can build better content for you each and every time. And last but not least, if you truly love what we're doing, sow a seed. Head over to sphere.tv/donate. We've got a couple of options. You could donate one time on the website, or big stuff, you can become a Patreon-based donator. And guess what? Patreon is popping. We do behind-the-scenes shots. We've got exclusive episodes. We've got all kind of stuff that's happening. I'm building a Discord channel. I'm doing things just for Patreon. Why? Because we can. And we want to support those in a special way that support what we do on this platform. So make sure, sphere.tv/donate. Go down to Patreon. We've got a couple of different options on Patreon. Become a patron with us today. And you've got to get the rest of this show right here at the Sphere. So let's keep this popping and let's keep this party going. We want to talk about today. We want to talk about where you are now. Post Harvey, books out. You're on tour all over the world. I'm just going to call it what it is. Put it out there. We're going to bring it to fruition. Talk about the livelihood. What can people expect from you, from your walk of life today, when they need your services as a resilience coach or as a fitness instructor, or if they're picking up your book to read? What do they expect?
I believe that people expect, number one, vulnerability, and they're going to receive practical tools that you can apply to your everyday life. And I think that it's about living your full potential. I have a e-course online now called Unleashing Your Full Potential. And it's going to take you through a step-by-step process on 3 things: acknowledgement, so acknowledging what space you're in, and then affirming, which is speaking that life into yourself, and then actualization, putting it out there, and execution. I think that a lot of us are speaking affirmations and no movement. So
that was a hook right there.
That was it.
Y'all. Jot that right on down.
So we need to graduate. We need to graduate from I am to I will, and that was what worked for me. Is you can tell yourself that you're whatever, but if you ain't moving, then
come on,
it don't mean nothing.
Come on, you dusty. Out here.
You just out here just wasting time.
Really, and often other people's time. Come on, and that's that one resource that we'll never get more of. How many times, for those entrepreneurs that are tuned in right now, you're listening to us on SoundCloud, how many times have you worked on a project and spent countless hours that you can never account for, and it never came from fruition? Move from I am to I will. Come on.
Time to graduate.
Talk about it, Hobson.
We can't still be having these baby dreams. And I think that just putting things in perspective and being real where you're at. And that goes back to the push and the pull of what do you want to do? What are the things that you want to spend time doing? Doesn't matter if people think it's a good idea. Doesn't matter if it's a whole lot of money attached to it, and spending that necessary time. But through the training of resilience coaching, sometimes what I found is it could be something that you're deficient in. We have it could be spiritually, it can be physically. So depending on where they're at and acknowledging what space that they're in, if it's something to deal with your physical health, then we get in the gym, we work out, we do resilience training through that as well. But I think movement for everyone is good, whether you're in the best shape of your life or whether you're not in your best shape. But it's always attached to your confidence, your self-assurance, and really understanding what your full potential is. Because I believe that your full potential is living your life to the fullest in every area of your life.
I love that.
Love it. And you know what else I love is, for one, that you're smiling about this because you're happy about it, right? But
Definitely
you also
happy.
talked about your physical appearance and that you might need to get in the gym if you're not feeling it. Something else that we sometimes forget about is our smile.
Yeah.
Is our teeth. And it just so happens, folks, that this portion of the show is sponsored by our good friends over at Elite Dental Wellness.
Yeah.
They're going to help you not be deficient in your smile, y'all. At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We are committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are a part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Batiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Ashandra Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness by calling 713-789-8888 8680. Go and show some love and check out my store, and also check her out on Docs Monday nights
Yes, indeed.
on the Sphere.
Getting it done.
So let's keep this party going.
Okay.
It sounds like you were spending a lot of time pouring into others.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not physically right or in shape, you get them in the gym. If they need to move this I am to I will, make them take this course. You're constantly pouring. What are you doing to make sure that you are pouring back into self and you're not pouring from an empty cup, and making sure that you are recharging your batteries and protecting your creative space?
Mimosas at brunch. Come on, keep it a buck.
I mean,
Let's be
you know,
honest.
and you know what? And during that time that I met you as well, that is my time that I surround myself around people. And I always tell entrepreneurs this, surround yourself around people that believe in you, not your business. You know, because no matter what I decide to do, it's the same people in my circle. They're not attached to what my business is, because I may not understand what your vision is, and that's okay. But I'm going to figure out what gifts I have that I can contribute to whatever you decide that you want to do. So my circle doesn't change. My circle may expand or it may reduce.
Come on.
But
let's talk about the reduction.
Let's talk
I
about
think that's
that.
important.
Yeah, and I think, again, the more focus you get, you don't have to cut people off. They fall off. They start saying stuff like, you don't have time, or, you know, they're complaining, or
Listen.
you know, or you start seeing them doing these fun things on Facebook, which you really wasn't invited. You're like, oh yeah, I had a good time at brunch. Nobody sent me a text. You know, so you don't have to call those people anymore. You don't have to try to figure out a way, or what can I tell them until I don't want to cut them off. You don't have to block people on your phone. They'll block themselves. They don't, you know, if they're not attached to your purpose, they don't want to hang around. And that's why I say surround yourself around people that are attached to you, because no matter what I'm having, I know I'm gonna have 10 people there. Maybe the same 10 people at every event, but they're gonna be there.
Core.
They're gonna show up.
And wherever
Strong
it's at,
core.
Dallas, Humble, in my backyard,
Come on.
in my living room, it's the same people. And then those people bring their people. And then what you start realizing is that everybody is surrounded around you is supporting you, because your friend is supporting you and their friend is supporting them that's supporting you. And you just surrounded around good people. That's what I do to pour into myself. And then I also enjoy dating myself. I enjoy my own company. You know, when my body says, yeah, it is popping on in Houston, down here this is a concert over here, was a new network, or there's a brunch party, or there's a this or that. I'm okay with saying, like, I'm good on that. I'm good at being at home, and today I just want to take a bath and just chill with my computer and drink some wine and just be in my own space. You know, not feeling like I'm going to miss something. You know, people always say, like, when you start in business, you need a network. Like, well, yeah, you need a network, but you can't network with everybody, you know, and everybody doesn't have good intentions.
Listen.
That's very true.
You go out and pass out all these business cards that you didn't spend all this money on, and people are not calling you back anyways.
When they got home.
It's the people on Facebook that's following you, or everybody else that's supporting your business, not the people that you probably met, you know, at these events, unless you build those relationships with people.
No trust and like. Those are the people who do business with you. The ones you know, the ones you trust, and the ones you like.
That's it.
Got to have all three, folks, or you ain't doing anything. Now, you talked a little bit. We haven't talked a little bit about implementations and strategies, right? I understand that when you're to self, you sewing into self heavy. When you're back into business mode, what are some of the processes you have that are kind of on rinse and repeat, things that you have in a funnel, things that are very efficient to ensure that you get the best production out of your day?
I would just say, again, just a lot of professional development, spending time with my mentors, spending time with myself. In that meditation, a lot of writing. And then I look at my competitors, you know, what are they doing? Where are they at?
You're checking their neck.
Checking them, like,
Come on. What y'all
if
got?
she can be there, why can't be
doing over
there? And I'm not talking about. And I think your competitor is not locally.
Yeah.
Stop thinking so small. Like
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
about
Global.
when I look up people. I look up the number one life coach in the world. I want to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's a word. Like pull up their website and see, okay, that's kind of cool. I want to implement something like that.
How do I do
How do I do
or
this?
better or whatever,
better.
so people can start plugging your name. So I think that that professional development time is stuff that I have to do in order to really stay connected.
That's important. Sewing back in the self.
That's it. And are there any apps that you utilize to keep you organized, to keep you structured, so that way you can make sure that your time management is on par? Or processes that you might have?
I've tried different things. I've tried to write it down in a book and then I lose the book.
Journaling ain't for everybody.
We're not going to talk about what my car look like. I'm like, I know I got stuff in here. So I'm looking through all these papers. So we're not going to talk about the inside of my car. I do use like my phone for reminders. But what I try to do is time management as far as not overbound, like not doing too much. Right now it feels like I have a lot of things back to back to back because I have several events coming up. So that's the reason why I'm feeling like I'm so busy now. But if I can't do something, I just say I can't do it. I'm not trying to squeeze it in. I'm not trying to, figure out a way. It's like, I can't, and that was hard to do because when you're starting up your business, you want to be involved in everything. Somebody calls you for something, you're like, okay, you just want to do it. And then next thing you know, your schedule, and you really can't be the best you when your schedule is just overwhelming. You can't
because
even
I
think
think we
straight.
get caught up in that whole, well, if I don't go, then I'm going to miss something.
The opportunity.
The opportunity is not going to be there. But the truth of the matter is our opportunity is going to find us wherever we are in that moment when we align with that opportunity.
Absolutely.
Got to be in alignment. Speaking of alignment, let's transition and align ourselves with the future, because obviously as an entrepreneur, we can't be short-sighted on what we want to build. We've got to be strategic and think with the end in mind, right? So we can build backwards. With that, talk a little bit about what you've got slated in 2020, in 2025, 2030. What's coming down the pipe from Shyrell Hobson?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I'm an entrepreneur, not an entrepreneur, I'm an educator and a coach. So my 1 year goal is to be done by next year. No more teaching. I've been teaching for 15 years. So I'm going to go full-time entrepreneurship. And I set a 5-year goal to travel internationally and do my resilience coaching. But I will be doing that in March. So I have to go back and revisit some of the plans and goals that I had because some of them are already
coming to fruition
right now.
Come on. Speak it as if it's so.
It's already there. And so I'm excited about that. And I don't want to, add too much to my plate and you start feeling like, you always feel like you're constantly climbing and climbing and climbing. I'm okay with where I'm at right now. I'm happy with the direction that I'm going, the people that I have, the team that I have. I have a team now, which is great. And I used to be one of those people like, why do people always have, you see somebody speaking, they got all these people with them. You're like, do they need all those people?
Yes.
Squad.
And so I used to be like,
Everybody
why you
got a
don't need all those
responsibility.
people? But you meet all those people.
And more.
Yes. And the
Shoot.
great thing is they all have their own gift. Even when I looked at, your podcast, just seeing the different hosts and everybody's just got their own gift.
Dope around here.
I mean, it's just nice to be like, surrounded around people where there's everybody's pouring into everyone and they
Literally.
believe in what you're doing. So there's no competition. There's no, worrying about this or worrying about that. It's like everybody got good intentions because everybody's going to win. Right.
And
I know I got off the subject, but everybody's going to win.
Well, it needs to be said.
Shout out to J-Rock.
Win. That's what we
All
do.
day.
Yeah.
Win. And so just continue to do international speaking, build my brand more to where I can, go into it 100%, as well as I'm wanting my nonprofit C12 to I'm ready to start doing that full time as well. And that's strength, endurance, energy, determination. So in 5 years, I see me having at least 20 young men in my program that I can help fulfill their full potential in their life, and they can move on and transition to whatever it may be.
That's what's
I
up.
love it.
Doing it for others.
I love it.
Come on.
Now, on your team, as you expand, do you envision having a partner, someone that will handle your advertising needs? Because, I mean, you're global. People got to advertise in those markets to make sure that they're ready and that they show up and they know what they're going to get, correct?
Correct.
Well, if you're considering, I'm busy, I don't have time or a team, guess what you do? Because this portion of the show is sponsored by The Sphere. And what am I talking about? Advertising. Because you are starting your business and looking for a place to advertise, folks. Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every single time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv.
That's
it.
what
Mike.
it is. So, obviously, you've come a long way to El Paso.
Long
Thankfully,
ain't the word.
you're here at El Paso.
Won't you do it?
But I've got one final question for you that we always like to pose in a way to really bring out something that may be hidden. You ready? All right.
Okay.
So,
Uh-oh.
let's say we had to rewind the tape. Let's say we had to go backwards in time, removing every person you spoke to at a networking event, removing every opportunity that you've made, removing every conversation that you've had as a resilient coach, being in someone's ear, motivating them, every burpee, every pull-up, everything you've done as a fitness instructor, erasing page by page out of the book back to a manuscript that you got the oh no on from your mentor, all the way back to almost 1,000 miles away in El Paso, Texas. We leave you with the vision of everything you've went through, and we slide you some seed money. What would you implement this time around to assist in this journey that you didn't implement the first time around?
I think that everything played out for me the way that it should. And I know you talked about it earlier as far as obedience. That was the biggest thing for me. I can't really say that I would move faster because I don't think that wouldn't have been my time. So if I could change anything, I think that I would definitely be probably a little more prepared.
Mm-hmm.
A little more prepared.
Does that look like
In the
a
sense
better
of-
team
yeah.
or around you or some additional people to do things? Or what?
You know, my father used to always tell me, you really start to try to do Toastmaster. And I was like a head coach in high school, coaching high school back then. And I was like, no, I don't. So just being prepared, doing those little things that I think that we do after it starts, stuff started happening, you start speaking, and you want to go back and go do Toastmasters. Just, I think if I just did a little more prepping, I think that it would definitely be, important. And building relationships. Back then, relationships were important to me. I'll cut you off in a minute. If you didn't like me, I was okay with that. And, I didn't. So I would definitely would have worked on building more relationships with people.
Yeah, you was on your El Paso.
I was on my El Paso.
I feel you. Okay, it happens.
It happens.
But it's because you were on your El Paso and you've transitioned. It's because you've learned the game of sewing into people and people sewing into you, building those relationships and fostering them, continuing to revitalize and bring that business abound. It's because you finished that book. You became the resilience coach. You became the fitness instructor that we would like to officially coin you a startup master.
Hey.
So please let anyone who's tuned in right now know how they can reach you, sign up for any service, or purchase the book. Where can they get with you at?
So you can find everything, the course and the book, on ShyrellHobson.com. ShyrellHobson.com. You will see my events there. You can inquire about coaching. You can buy a t-shirt. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Shyrell_Hobson. And that's where you'll usually see any upcoming events that I have, any partnerships or collaborations I have with people, any networks or podcasts that I'm on. You will find all that there.
There it is. Well, thank you so much, my dear. We appreciate you joining
Thank
us
you.
today on Startup Masters. KG, where can the good people reach you at?
Good people, you can follow me across all social media platforms, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook at KOGpassion.com. What about you, G?
Yo, of course, follow me on my Tumblr. No, I'm joking. I have no Tumblr. I don't even know what that is. But any other social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. If you got a question about what we do here on the show, or you know a great entrepreneur, shoot us an email, startupmasters@thesphere.tv. We've got a kind of a backlog, but hey, we've got greatness coming for you. And of course, if you need to reach us across any social media platform, at the Sphere TV, use our coveted hashtag StartupMasters, and we will definitely get back with you. This has been another great episode. We'll see y'all next time, folks.
Peace.